So what'd you see off the tape from UC Davis?
I thought the defense played all right. I mean, obviously, we could play better. Obviously, the way the game started didn't put us in a good situation. But if we're going to be the best defense in the nation, we gotta respond better to situations like that. And Coach said we're going to face adversity, and we're just going to kind of have to see how we handle adversity.
What kinds of things did the D-line see that you want to clean up going into this weekend?
This week we're really going to be focused on slip blocks from the offensive line. I think we're going to get a lot of those. I know me personally, I messed one of those up in the UC Davis game, and there's kind of small technique things, but I thought our effort was good. I think we all just kind of got to collectively focus on conditioning. I know they were kind of tempoing us in that game, and we were getting a little tired out there. But that's just something we gotta run to the ball better and practice and really work our lungs.
Explain exactly what a slip block is.
Like screens?
No, not screens. It's where kind of one offensive lineman's not really trying to block you, but he's kind of just posting his arm to give time for the other guy to come kind of block you off while he goes kind of immediately to the linebackers. And we just gotta get our hands on the guy and hold him off as long as possible so that the backers can flow freely.
So what are your thoughts on young Brett's suplex move in the second half of the game, and what did you guys have to say?
It was obviously a great play by him, and he's a young guy, but he's got a lot of potential, and he definitely showed it. And I think he's going to be getting some good reps this year, and I think it'll be good for him. And I think he's going to take it head on and really come with it every play.
That particular play, do you see that kind of physicality very often on the field?
We do. He's got really heavy hands, and he's always throwing offensive linemen all over the place, and that's one of those things you can't really teach. It's kind of something that he just kind of naturally has, and that's a big deal for him to have.
How much did you play on the nose versus defensive end?
I played a lot of nose this game. I did get some time, reps at end, but it was a lot of nose, and I think just kind of week to week it'll vary where I'm playing. But I definitely felt more confident out there at nose in the game, and felt a lot better than I thought it was going to go. So.
Impressions of Washington, their offense?
Yeah, they've got a really good offense. I think it's a little different than last year. They lost some good guys, but they've got some good guys back too. They've got the tight end back that was really good for them, and they got a real talented quarterback and running back core and good offensive line. So they're definitely going to be a challenge, and but I definitely think we're going to be up to the challenge.
Different in terms of scheme or personnel?
Just kind of personnel, I think. I think they're going to kind of try to do the same thing they did last year, but obviously we're a different defensive team too, so we're just going to have to really hunker down against a really good Washington team.
Last year's win against them, does that have any effect psychologically for or against you or for or against them?
I don't think so, just because it is a new year. You try not to think about the past. You try to remember it and remember the feeling and hope that has an influence just kind of in the back of your mind as you're playing the game. Just having a big win like that, and knowing the feeling, and really trying to achieve that for this week's game.
They might be missing their center for this week. Is that something that you look at, like, hey, they might have a younger guy, this is an area where I may be able to take advantage?
Not necessarily. They've recruited well. They've got talented guys, all throughout their team, and their center was a real good player, and I'm expecting them to play, and I'm definitely up for the challenge. He's a good player last year, and he's real quick, and I think. I know personally we all want a fully healthy Washington team, just kind of like getting people's best shots. So, I hope he plays, but if he doesn't, I think their backup's going to do a good job too.
What's the mentality of the team after the game? Obviously, they're one of the better FCS teams, so you have to take them seriously, but probably wanted to see yourselves play a little bit better.
Yeah.
What's the reaction? What's the resolve coming into this week?
We're glad we won and glad we're 1-0. After the game, it definitely wasn't the feeling that we wanted after the game, but yeah, it's just kind of something that I think is going to drive us this week to really get better and work harder this week, and yeah, as we got a tough opponent in Washington coming up this week.
You guys good?
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
That's it.